Hey guys, it's Melanie Hinds. My husband just left to take Tuck for a walk, and my puppy's a little freaked out because we always take her for a walk because we're training her on the lead not to pull, because Tuck is a puller because he's a lab husky. Anyway, so that's what's going on here. How was your Sunday? Mine was very stressful, but this is my new iPhone 17 Pro Max, so I hope it's worth it. It's very stressful today. Macy, come here. Come, Macy. It's Sunday. Here you go. I'm just giving her some treats, giving her something to do. Good sit. I'm trying to distract her from the fact that Daddy just took the other dog. That we've always had this problem with two dogs. You can't take them singly, so I'm here supporting the puppy. So anyways, how are you doing today? I hope you're having a good Sunday. Please comment down below. Okay, so there were not a lot of articles because Iraq's on that 10-day break starting Friday. So a lot of people are expecting this to happen. So I'm going to do my intel first, which was the EIA, Iraq's oil exports, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, said the Iraqi oil exports to the U.S. plunged in September. Well, that could be because they're waiting for the rate to change. I'm just saying, and buying it with their dinar. When they get some money for their dinar, they can wait and buy a little. And then, because we do know, if you get on my Zoom tomorrow, we'll talk about that, what the administration is doing with the shutdown, right? I'm going to give you my thoughts and what I can garner between now and then. So the Zoom link is up. So the biggest news was Iran drops 4 zeros off the rial. So we don't know what that means, but we've also heard Vietnam is going to revalue their currency by the end of the year. Again, I think it's because these systems are being put in place, right? These new digital systems are changing the game for everything. Iraq's was first, then it went to Turkey, then it went to Syria. These are just assumptions based on what we've seen and the articles we've read. You can kind of assume what's going on. Vietnam may have the systems now. We know the systems were in China a while ago. So we just have to wait and see. But these systems are the linchpin. So don't be afraid of the systems. Then it says Iraq records, we've covered this before, 12.15 trillion dinar fiscal deficit by the end of July. But that's July. They're talking about September oil numbers. Why are they talking about July deficits? Because maybe it's gone down. Because maybe they did revalue in country. You never know. OPEC backs. This is an article that I didn't cover this morning, but I'll cover it in more detail probably tomorrow morning on my live stream. OPEC backs modest November boost to steady the market. OPEC will raise oil output from November by 137,000 barrels per day, by 137,000 barrels per day, it said on Sunday, opting for the same fairly modest monthly increase as in October and persistent worries over a looming supply glut. Everybody's worried about all the oil coming on the market. And of course, the people that forecast the futures and all that are going the price is going to go down. The future price is going to go down. But guys, it's a big game. Anyways, I hope all my mastermind members will be on the Zoom tomorrow. And then we go to the summary of everybody else. This is Henig, Henig. He's talking about an article. They've talked about this before. The 5 key Iraqi dinar revaluations against the U.S. dollar since 1968. I was born in 65. When were you born? Comment down below. We're generation, what are we? Generation X, right? Right? I think. I don't know. Who cares? Right? I just know I was born in 1965. Few currencies tell a nation's story as vividly as the Iraqi dinar. Once among the world's strongest, valued at $4 US, it later collapsed to the point where $1 bought 3,000 dinars. Today, at 1,300 to the dollar, the dinar is more than an exchange rate. It is a mirror of Iraq's turbulent modern history. The dinar's journey is not only about money. It is about Iraq's struggle for sovereignty, resilience, and the fragile hope that one day the story told by its currency will once again be one of strength. Interesting timing for this article to come out. I agree. Fun Lou, article quote, I'll elect. Remember, Fun Lou tends to be a little negative about this, but you're always going to have that with when you come with investment like this. That's extremely speculative. How long you been in it? Comment down below. It says, article quote, Al-Alak noted that Iraq offers significant investment opportunities with both government and private institutions advancing towards a comprehensive investment roadmap capable of generating financial returns. We now see an official statement that Iraq is finally positioned to support diversification of their economy. Let the games begin. This also clarifies the IMF's projection that Iraq may be able to see its way to revalue its currency in 1 to 2 years if diversification is of the necessary volume. Now, we've been studying all the detail articles coming out of Iraq, sometimes 17 a day, sometimes 31 a day. We think they've already made the necessary diversification, and they had a bunch of MOUs that if they execute those contracts like they just said they did the BP contract, they're diversified and it's going to just boom. They have the stage set to boom in their non-oil revenue. So they may not be studying it the way we have been studying on this channel. All you got to do is look at all my Iraqi Dinar summaries or check out some of my live streams when I was doing a lot more articles, which was about around the early September. Pimpy, I know people think Soudani is the bad guy, but that's not true. Al-Soudani used to be a protege of Maliki, of the coordination framework. But since al-Soudani has become the prime minister, you see Maliki trying to oust al-Soudani from office on more than one occasion, including recently trying to help him get impeached because he's not exactly lining up with what is the coordinated framework wants. That's how you know he's doing a proper job for the people of Iraq. I love al-Soudani. He showed up in our chat many times because people have been sharing my channel with him, and I'm very honored that he would do that. Frank 26, economist on TV saying that Iraqi exchange rates are controlled by the CBI banks, and the banks are facing many challenges at this time, but we have accomplished all our monetary reforms. Frank said, every day, once again, we are reassured by Soudani and Alak that you are going to be receiving your purchasing power. This economist today tells you the CBI controls the exchange rate. It is very obvious what they're telling you. They're telling you the truth. In his opinion, he is being told to come out every day along with many other so-called financial experts to remind you there is a change coming to your new exchange rate. Guys, everybody's expecting this. It's exciting time to be alive. I hope you can tell a difference in this phone. It was such a pain. But thank you to Adam at AT&T locally. He said he was going to watch my channel. Thank you for watching, and I love talking to you, and thank you for all your help. Mountain Goat, so you heard a lot of rumors about how the 2003 war will pay for itself. This is how the U.S. is going to pay for the war, using the oil credits. Yep, and they have a lot of currency in the Iraqi dinar in the devalued rate. And so when it revalues, they're going to make a lot of money, just like Clinton did. All those years ago in the early 90s when he had a surplus, that was the first time in my lifetime I ever heard of the U.S. government having a surplus, but it was under Clinton, and it was because the Kuwaiti dinar revalued. So there's historical replication for this. So we're just waiting. Mark Z, we love Mark Z. Has Vietnam revalued already? Mark Z, it has not revalued yet, but we saw an article that the IMF supported it and showing that Vietnam is preparing to change values and go to a float. After they change the value, everybody's going to go to a float if they change the value and they're on Forex, because that's the nature of the markets. They float up and down. But we love Mark Z. And then another one from Frank 26. I think that was last night. I think he went live last night after I was done. Bank stories are like golden goose eggs. Every now and then you find one. It used to be they told us it was all a scam. Not anymore. Now they tell us we can't help you right now, or we can't help you right now, but when the time comes, we will help you. Every day you call me with bank stories, and 90% of them are disappointing. Frank, they said no. Did they say it's a scam? No. And that's the pattern. They're no longer saying it's a scam. Because, guys, people on the front lines, this is why I have my 3 steps to a safe exchange. People on the front lines of this, tellers and bank managers, very rarely know the bigger picture and things like this, because they're just busy doing their jobs, lower level jobs. Those are lower level jobs, and they don't make a lot of money. So they're just getting by like everybody else. So they don't really know these kinds of things. And the bank, honestly, has kept it under wraps. Why? Because they want to just be the only ones that take advantage of it. They don't want their lower-level employees to walk away from their jobs. When have you ever known a company to let somebody know about something that was going to make them wealthy? They don't do that, right? But we do. Let's see. It says Hineg again yesterday from X account. The Iraqi Prime Minister, Mohammed Shial al-Sudani, directed all ministries, institutions, and relevant departments to continue their celebration of the Iraqi National Day for a week. So instead of a 5-day, 3-day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they decided to extend it for a week. So why do you think that is? Everybody wonders. Guys, I think it's a great time. Militiaman said you have an extension to a 1-day holiday with a long weekend attached to it. Can't make this stuff up. Basically, National Day is extended for a whole week. Soudani's direction extends to manifestation of a celebration for a full week through October 10th. Article quote, this is unusual. The standard is a single day off. Adding that extra time is obviously a move on purpose. They'll be able to have cultural shows, military parades. They'll have the sovereignty emphasis. Guys, Iraq stands to be one of the most prosperous countries in the Middle East, and we stand to benefit from it. And I'm so excited. If you're excited, comment down below. Then Claire talks about that too. We put Iraq first in all our regional and international endeavors. That was Soudani on National Day. The Prime Minister directs that Iraq National Day celebrations continue for a week. That's what everybody's talking about. Guys, they're in the midst of that now. What do you think? Comment down below. And I hope you will think of subscribing and tapping the bell. And again, if Adam watches this, thank you so much for your help today. You were very helpful, and I appreciate you. And I just thank you. So guys, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for all your prayers for me today. And I'll see you in the morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time. And then at 11 a.m. we'll get on the Zoom. Bye.